Hello, friends. We are happy to announce our next webinar, which is on diagonal and double diagonal spreads. As an option trader, we are always looking for a better strategy, for a superior strategy compared to whatever we already have, right? So, depending upon different scenarios, results of different strategies varies. Although, yes, there are certain advanced strategies, there are certain simple strategies, but then it's all about how well and how rightly we apply the strategy and how well we plan our adjustments in today's volatile markets. Definitely what we have seen that uh, diagonal spreads and especially double diagonal spreads have stood very well compared to some other strategies, which may not be the scenario always, but yes, in such an environment where we are getting very good premiums, diagonal spreads and double diagonal spreads are performing slightly better than other strategies. So, in our monthly webinar series, this month we'll be doing a webinar on diagonal spreads and double diagonal spreads. So, what are the things we are going to discuss in this webinar? What are diagonal spreads? So, it's a combination of horizontal spreads and vertical spreads, and that's why they are known as diagonal spreads. What are double diagonal spreads? So, there can be a diagonal call spread, there can be a diagonal put spread, and how do you combine both? Then you get to know double diagonal spreads, right? Are they superior to calendar spreads in some situations? Now, these are known as calendar spreads and diagonal spreads. These are known as time spreads or horizontal spreads. So there's a difference between calendar spread and a diagonal spread, and what is the advantage we are getting in a diagonal spread, that also we'll try to explain. How to interpret the payoff diagram of such spreads, what are the challenges in these diagonal spreads. Obviously, if something is coming with a better profits, uh, definitely there can be a more risk also. So how we can mitigate that kind of a risk, what kind of things we need to do in our trade to remove or reduce those kind of risks. And is it a good monthly trade? It's a age old question. Whatever strategy we discuss, always this question comes: is a good monthly trade or it's a good weekly trade, right? So these things we'll try to explain in this webinar. This webinar is happening on different dates, so you can join this webinar on diagonal spreads by through the link given in the description. Once you click the link, you will get the exact date and timing, and you will be receiving a confirmation mail also. Plus, in the mail itself, there will be a link to join the webinar, right? So just preserve that mail whenever you are joining this webinar, and on the date whichever is given, you can click on that link and you can join the webinar. We'll be seeing all of you on that webinar, and please feel free to ask your questions in the webinar and get all your doubts clarified. Hopefully it will be a very useful session for all of option traders who are looking for a slightly advanced trading strategy in options, right? In case of any doubts, you can contact us on these numbers, or you can write to us at info@theoptionschool.in. Also, you can follow us on Twitter @the options school. Thanks, and see you on the other side of the webinar. Thank you.